Hello, hello. Anyone on here with me yet? Maybe not, right? Hi, everyone. Hello. I'm live. I'm ready for you. I'll wait for it to kind of connect, click in. Tell me if you can hear me, because you know that's my biggest question right off the top anyway is, can you hear me loud and clear? Let me know. Hi, everyone. I can see we got people getting on, but I don't see any comments. I just want to make sure you can hear me, please. Not sure why I can't see anything. I can't wait to talk to you about our topic. Just let me know if you can hear me, please. I bet you're responding and it just doesn't show up is what I think. That's what I think. I'm going to try going into our group on my phone and look at it that way. Someone gave me that brilliant idea. I tried to do it last week. Problem is you could hear me. Oh, you have 11 comments, Lisa. You can hear me. Hello. Okay, perfect. Hi, Jason. Oh, hi, Maureen. Hi, Raina. I'm happy. Okay, perfect. And oh my gosh, I have all sorts of people. Thank you, Jason, for telling me that. I'm not sure why why it isn't coming through on here. Of course, that's where I want to see you, but I will look at my phone to get comments. I can live with that. All right, everyone, lots of people, and I have a fabulous topic that I cannot wait to share with you, and it's called Overcoming Time Traveling Thoughts. I'm gonna let that land. Overcoming time traveling thoughts, right? One of the most challenging things we face daily is how our thoughts seem to time travel. Time travels to the past and to the future. And when they do, when our thoughts travel to the past and the future, it can leave you in a deep sense of regret, right? Or anxiety. Because when our thoughts travel to the past, we often spiral, right? In a merry-go-round way of a merry-go-round way, a ruminating way of I woulda, coulda, shoulda. Done that, said that differently. We live in the past that way. How often do we remember situations that we wish we had said it differently? In that moment, we knew we should say it differently, but we didn't. Or we didn't say anything, right? We all cycle at some time around the things we wanted or meant to do, but didn't. So let me ask you, put it in the comments below. Do you ever, not have you ever, do you ever, present tense, think about the past? Anything particular you hold on to from the past that you think about a lot? Let me know. Yeah, we're just not going to have comments at my computer. Anything you hold on to, thank you for letting me know. So let me know. Do you ever find yourself thinking about the past? A situation, or you don't have to tell me a mistake you made, but unless you want to, right? But where we think about the past and what we should have done or what we could have done, and if it only we had done it different. Let me know if you ever live in the past. I've spent a long time living in the past. It's very common. Yeah. About our topic. Oh, sorry. There I am again, making noise. Let's see if I can try it. Yeah. I can't click on there anymore, everybody. Oh my gosh. Okay. I need technology help. Isn't that kind of my story, guys? I'm really sorry. I try, I really do try, and I don't know why I'm not getting. Oh, I found it. Guess what, everybody? They moved the comments. Oh, heaven. Okay, I got your comments coming in. Yes, a lot. Sharon, what do you get tripped up in? Okay, you can be vague. All right. I'm not asking for life stories here, but I love life stories. You know what I mean? Like situations, because then I can speak directly to you about it. But I've lived in the past. So tell me, anybody, what do you feel comfortable sharing that now, today? And don't tell me you don't ever live in the past. Not ever. Okay. You might be doing better than you were in the past. But everybody has these thoughts, and sometimes we go through periods of our life where they are more so than others. I'm looking, I don't see any comments, except for Sharon saying yes a lot. Well, I can keep going. I'll tell you a regret that I lived in for a long time. Childhood, good and bad. Yeah, right? Um, Childhood things that happened. I get it. I absolutely get it. Yeah. I was raised in a strict home. I understand good and bad because that's all it was either black or white, good or bad, right? For me, anyway. Holding on to a past love. Ah, Lori, I hear you, dear. The what ifs, Maureen. Now, the past loves, that's complicated, right? Especially, this is what happens. There's two things that happen. When a past love of ours leaves us and we were good in the relationship, what happens is we feel this left behind energy, right? And what could have been, and then we problem solve. Humans, we're problem solvers. And so then we want to figure out what we did wrong. And then we live in that of what could have been. I hear you. Now, the flip side of a relationship is where we sabotage relationships, right? And we complicate our life because once we get into a good relationship, we start finding fault with them. We start nitpicking. The way they eat bothers us. Been there, okay? Or whatever that is, right? And and so there's that sabotaging pattern of healthy relationships because the undercurrent is you're not worthy of having a healthy one. Maybe you were not modeled that in your childhood. So I hear you. And Maureen, I saw the what ifs. What if I had done that? What if I had done this? Mm-hmm. Who else is talking to me? I wish I knew what I know now. Well, isn't that the truth? I agree with you, Maureen. I 100% agree with you. Sarah, hello, Sarah, dear. Not doing what I thought was best, but doing things for others. Big regret, right? Big regret. And these are the things, everyone, that we learn that I call hindsight. Okay. And I have in fact, I give a whole talk on this. All right. Hindsight is not 2020. So let's just start there. It is not. Because the decision we made, I'm going to simplify it here, was the best that we could do at the time. And if we started helping people as gaining our worth, Sarah, like you're saying, and so then it put off your life, you can gain wisdom in that. All right. I promise you, you can. So have you ever experienced this? I know you have because we're talking about it. But when your mind gets fixated on these past interactions, it can conclude, okay, and delude our imagination. It distracts us from thinking we can do something different to change the past. When we live in the past, this is what the mind does. It's like when you lose your keys, you go to find it. Whenever you lose something, you go to find it. So when something doesn't happen in the past, we think about the past because our mind is trying to make sense of it and problem solve it for us. So if we think about it, and this is a false belief, everybody, then somehow we'll be able to solve it, right? I'm saying that because how often do you play out scenarios in your mind doing it differently if you could? A lot. But that is impossible. Okay? All you have is now. And the more you let your thoughts obsess over the past, the stronger you are creating that neural pathway and reinforcing an energetic block to your present life, which prevents you from learning from the past. It prevents you from gaining the wisdom and applying it to your life now. It prevents you from taking new empowered action, the type of actions that allow you to feel inspired, that allow you to have results that provide you fulfillment and happiness. One regret that I had, everyone, that I lived with for years, I did not finish my college degree. I became a single mother at age 22. Okay. I had minimal child support that barely paid for the food for the month. And I literally worked 3 jobs. Well, you feeling bad for me? Don't. Okay. But I'll tell you what, it was the hardest thing. The hardest thing was to say, I'm out of this relationship. But I never had the opportunity until I got older to go back to college. But you see, because I lived in that past, it's too late. I missed that opportunity. I wanted to be an interior designer. Had all 3 years, all of my design credits done. I don't know if you've ever studied interior design, but it is a lot of projects. And I had a few core elements to do, like social studies. Hello, Lisa. But I got so caught up in that I was a failure and I could never go back and relearn those core things, that every time I started to do it, I went to Santa Monica College, I tried, but I never did it. But it's really because I got stuck in the belief that it was past my time. That's kind of a biggie. Or that you can never find love again because you made that mistake. Or I should have figured that out before I said yes. I could have said no, Lisa, to marrying this guy at 20, yes. But I didn't have the strong enough core to say no. I didn't want to go what I thought against, literally what everybody else thought was best for me. Yeah. All right. Enough about me. So I want to ask you, anyone, can you relate? Are you aware that you hold yourself back because of mistakes or because I coulda, shoulda, woulda? Put it in there. Let's talk about it. Clearly, I'm in a chatty mood, right? What do you still regret that you really wish you could do? Or if you had done it, is better? Because I got to the point where I let it go, but it's only after, but let me tell you what I was doing. I was overdoing in all the other professions that I had undertaken, and none of them was what I'm doing now. I can honestly 100% say I do not care that I did not get my design degree. I do not care. It would not have brought me the joy that I have now. What are you doing? What are you holding back? Yeah. Anybody wish they had done something that they didn't get to do? Anyone wish they had left a relationship earlier than you did? Anyone wish, well, I know someone does, wish that they hadn't put their life on hold to help everyone else? This is the thing about that. And if you've heard me, you know that I'm a strong believer in this. I would talk to you about it a little bit further, but being of service is a gift. People pleasing is a gift. Wrong wording for that, right? But think about it as you have this gift of empathy. You see, sense, and perceive the needs of others. And that helping your mother, helping your father, helping a family member, helping grandma, right? Helping the next door neighbor, helping your boss be successful. They're all good qualities until your life isn't happening, because all of your life is making other people happy. There's a balance, everybody. I am never saying don't give up service. It's when we put our life on hold and we only get our accolades and we only feel really accomplished when we overgive. You'll become aware of overgiving a couple of ways. And then we're going to talk about future tense. But you become aware of overgiving. Here's an example. This taught me a big lesson, and it was a long time ago. But I was giving a lot at my children's school to my oldest at the time. I put on this big event. I was in charge of it. This sounds really selfish, everybody, but I got no thanks. It's like I had to do it all and I wasn't thanked. And it was at that moment, through that experience, it really wasn't because I was expecting that. It's because I wanted people to see that I could do things. I was great at organizing, that I could lead, you follow me, that we could have a successful event. Well, we had a successful event, but that was it. And it was an awakening for me at that time where I can give at my, this is how the conclusion Lisa came to for me. I can give at my children's school. I do not need to be in the limelight. I need to be where my kids see me. All my kids at that time thought is, Mom, it's too busy for me. It's taking these experiences in our life, pausing and saying, what does this mean when it feels icky? Why do I really feel this way? And what am I being shown? I see some messages coming in. Church and school for kids. Yeah, right? Giving up and feeling of not good enough. I invested money and was cheated. Yep. And I wish I had listened to my inner feeling and not invested. Okay. I understand. I understand all of these. This is what happens. This is the very best idea I have for you on this, for these regrets where we wish we had listened. Because you know you should have listened because you are intuitive. You know you should have listened because in hindsight, this is the hindsight part, you're going to gain wisdom from. You can't change it. It was a valuable lesson to pause. You got excited about the investment. There's nothing wrong with that, dear one. All right? There's nothing wrong with that. And what it also tells me, where you think you failed, I want you to recognize I'm going to crucify your name, okay? But I'm very present with you. Urvashi, I'm sorry, but I'll tell you what you're good at. You're really good at having hope and you believe in things. Don't let this experience take that away from you. I made a similar one with where my mother had left me a little bit of the three kids, a little bit of money. And I let somebody else, and I'm to trust, and I let somebody else tell me to give them all of it for this sure deal they were going to make. I lost every penny. Now, I learned from that, as I want you to learn from that is, okay, pause. Just pause. Give yourself permission to sleep on something. Night and day difference, okay? This is a good one to forgive yourself about. You'll continue. Don't worry. You're going to recover, okay? The feeling of not being good enough. Okay, we'll go in there. I'm just going back up here. Absent parents. Yeah. Yep. Not doing what I thought was best, but doing that for others. I read that one, right, Sarah? I get it. Yep. Okay. So there we go. No, here we go. This is where I want to now go. I want to go to talk it to when we think about the future all the time. Because you see, it seems to be We live in the past, back here, okay? We live in the past as if we have eyeballs in the back of our head and they're 2020, okay? The other side of time travel is when our thoughts live in the future. All the visions of what you will be, the visions that you're creating in your mind and those downloads you get of what will happen when, dot, 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 okay? The visions of the days ahead, the months ahead, the years ahead, okay? Anybody live in the future? I have a lot of clients that came to me living in the future. It's very normal. It allows us to escape and to dream. So I'm asking you, and I want you to respond if you can. Do you spend a lot of time in the future? That's the first part. Put yes or no, comma, and yes, if you think about the future a lot. I used to, okay? And then I want you to do that. And then I want you to tell me what you're going to create or do in the future that you think about a lot, that you plan out a lot in your mind. Let me know. Oh boy, lots of comments came through. You do think about the future. Hello, dear one. All right. You think about the future, Raina. Raina, dear, tell everybody what your future is. And now there's a difference between goal setting in the future and waiting for the future to when you will create it. There's a difference, okay? Living in my dream mansion and coaching people. Yeah, okay. Okay, I love that. But that's the one I was looking for. Raina wants to be mayor of Inglewood in California. Now, that is a mission that she has started to take into action years ago. It's not one, Raina, that's just ruminating in your mind. It's not one that you're thinking, when my kids are grown, I'm going to do that. This is a positive action forward. All right. And then you've taken action in the mansion in that as you have learned investments and things like that. Right? Okay. Kathy, you're just trying to put yourself first. I love that. Okay. All right. You gave up a job after 30 years of pleasing everyone but yourself. Way to go. Proud of you. Love that. All right. Living in my, okay, I'm going back up. Who else? Relationships. You dream about your future relationships. And you learn healing technique to help humanity after COVID. I love that. You're talking to a healer here. This is the thing about, those are great shares, everyone. Thank you for doing that. I used to have a lot of, I don't like business ideas, right? Or traveling ideas or whatever, right? Well, I couldn't travel. But it's not that you can't dream about the future. What I really want to hone in on is, what do you want to create in the future that you spend a lot of time thinking about? You can let that one percolate. It's one you got to think about, but you'll catch yourself. I promise you will, and you're going to go, oh, that's what Lisa was talking about. Okay. But again, when our thoughts fixate on what you wish to happen in the future, you know what? You create, it's inevitable. You can create this mental overwhelm that shuts you down. And it's a pattern of wishing your life away because you are living in the future. Anybody ever look at your clock and say, or your watch or your phone and say, wow, where did that time go? And you've done nothing. It's a good example, okay? And what happens is it blocks you, If you're living in the future, you can't be in the present. But there is that moment when you're thinking of the future, that moment of realization that as you see all the things you dreamed about for your future, you realize they also require something from you to accomplish it, to make it a reality. Mhm. And many of the skills, connections, or resources you need might not be in your current situation. And this series of thoughts create a different energetic block of anxiety, unworthiness, a feeling of scarcity of time, because you become uncertain of your ability to take action today. It causes you to hold yourself back, false believing that you cannot accomplish enough right now to build that dream future, whatever that is. That is why it is so crucial for you to be okay with releasing yourself from the burden of time traveling thoughts, to instead be clean and clear from the past and the future, to only see, feel, and act in the next now, today, and the next, for you can only be in the here now. It's really simple. Here now. Here now. Here now. Right? Yeah. And when you fully embrace the simplicity of time within your hands, you release those heavy burdens, everyone, the burdens of regret, the burdens of I wish I coulda, shoulda, and it lessens the anxiety, allowing you to consistently savor the gifts and the opportunities of your present moment. Remind yourself that as long as you have now, that's all you need. Because when we live in the now, opportunities can present themselves when, last note here, I want to just segment this into life purpose and just a little bit as an afterthought that I've been having today. Because oftentimes when we're in this past and future, we don't think we can move forward into a personal meaning of life, right? When we're in the past, because it's just too much. And when we think of personal meaning about what present and future is, it can be too much because we don't know how to do everything. You don't know how to be a healer. You don't know how to do investments. You don't know how to do ... right? Because you never got an education. Because you've never done this, you've never done that. You spent your whole time helping everybody else. And now you're in the second half of life and it's too late. False belief. Okay, so because we try and find personal meaning, it can cause us to attach personal meaning to significant achievements or good qualities, hijacking our thoughts. If you find yourself thinking obsessively about your own limitations and how they fit into your scheme of personal purpose in serving the universe, serving humanity, because you see, I was there. As a very little girl, unbeknownst, I mean, I didn't ask for this experience. I was pretending that I was going to be, okay, way too much information here. I was pretending I was going to be Miss America. And I had on this cape and I put on my tiara and I was walking up and down, okay, at my hallway in my house. We lived in Las Vegas. I was young, all right? And I had this overwhelming visualization that that was going to be true. Well, what was true wasn't exactly that. I tried out once for Miss Carson City and came up first runner up, and I was done. Done with that. Not what I wanted to do. Yeah, too insecure, too shy. I played the piano, but not good enough. You follow me? So when we have a desire, but see, all I want to do, even since I can remember, is I wanted to help serve humanity. I wanted to help, and because I suffered so much in my younger years, a lot. Then all I wanted to do was somehow give back. But see, I didn't feel good enough. I didn't know how I was going to do that. So this is a suggestion. It may serve you better right now. If this is, you have a big humanity goal, right? Is to, I'm thinking out of the box here because it's helped me in times past, is to study the selfless contributions others have made to the planet. Okay? Get on Google and search people. Reading about successful activists, environmentalists, good politicians. There are good politicians, by the way, can really help you avoid obsessing over the limitations you see in yourself. Because what it does in the subconscious mind is it just kind of activates these opportunities that you can think outside of the box. Now, for many stuck people, I'm going to suggest something that is the hardest ever. And it's absolutely the opposite of being a people pleaser. It's not that you're not a good person. It's not that you don't have a gift for helping others. But often when we become burdened and depressed and stuck in these old blocks and these old stories and these old paradigms, everyone, the simplest way, it is the hardest and it is doable and it does work, is to contribute to the planet's well-being and start your action in the present tense. It is to turn your energy into some positive action. It doesn't matter to me if you just say hi louder through your mask when you're walking by. Who's noticed that nobody says hi anymore? It's like we don't even look at each other. It's 100 times worse than it ever was. I love shocking people and saying hi, how's your day? It's become a fun thing for me to get awakened. Hey, let's engage. Let's make eye contact. So you see, that contributes to somebody feeling good. That contributes to engagement. It's easy because it's also easy to sit back and endlessly ruminate on how you would change your life. It's also easy, especially during the times that we've been in. It's very easy to sit back and decide how you would change the world, how if you were in charge, you would do it differently, how if you could change it, you would do it like this, and everybody would be better off. Those are great things, but not if you don't do anything about it. And I'm not telling you to go become a politician. I'm telling you to study great people from all walks of life that engage, that help you feel motivated. The key is to stop thinking that what you have to offer may not be enough, or that you're not knowledgeable, skilled enough, or that your past mistakes always hold you back, or that it's too late in life. I started doing this in the second half of my life. And the mistakes of my past, because, I think I've got a lot, okay? I don't hold on to them anymore. Because what I've done is I've rewritten those stories and I've taken the wisdom that I gained, everyone, and I've applied it to my life and to help others. There is no story that somebody comes to me with that I am ever shocked, ever feel judgmental about, or ever shocks me in any way, shape, or form. I have developed this gift of humility for others, this empathy, and I don't take it in. You can take action in your life in things that you don't think you can do. I never thought I could talk on camera. I never thought I could talk about my life. And I never thought that I had anything of value to share until I took action and started in one way. Okay? I took action in just really odd ways. Just know that. Okay? But I know this works, and this is why I'm suggesting. So I want you to make a decision to devote yourself, all right? Devote yourself to a cause, whether it's saying hi, whether it's stepping up and handing somebody that's short on money at the register the extra couple bucks, whether it's responding in kind for maybe where they're coming from versus how you feel, giving people the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, Devote yourself to a cause. And then the action you take in turn changes your meaning, your thoughts, how you take action. It is a constructive change. That's what I want to empower you to do. Make constructive changes in your life. Even taking small steps to do good or help someone can help you really let go of that past and future and focus on, just really focus. What can you do today to make life better? Transforming your past and your future living, right? Your future thoughts by living in the now, by turning your desires to help humanity, to help the planet. I didn't say overgive. Don't confuse me. Into turning these thoughts into something that is a workable, tangible action today, okay, will impact your potential. It will impact your moments every single day. It will help you get out of this feeling of not being enough. Give yourself permission to say, I wish I could help you today, but I can't. You see how I'm going back and forth? And give of service voluntarily. Take an action voluntarily. Do something for yourself if you're caught in the old trap of putting your life off for everyone else. Because you will exceed your expectations when you do this. Coming back, you will exceed them, I promise. And I really want to send you off with this knowingness. I want you to feel it, that life can get better. I don't care where you are. It can get better, but what happens is we start to lose hope. And I hear you. I started losing hope, everybody, when I was 8 years old. I know what losing hope feels like, and I know what it feels like not to have money, and I know what it feels like to barely be able to put food on your table. And I know some of you in a worst case scenario. I know others of you are ready, to keep going and to expand. I promise you, if you will practice living in the moment, find gratitude in the color green as spring comes, find gratitude in those cherry blossoms, and stop expecting the future to happen overnight, and stop living in what should have happened, how you've been disregarded and dishonored, and just work on the now. Now I know that what I'm saying sounds super easy, and if I hadn't done it, I probably wouldn't have suggested it. But I want to help you retrain your brain, retrain your thoughts, get out of the negative neural pathways. So I want you to pay attention this week to your thoughts. And I want you to be mindful of the negative thoughts, and I want you to think about those regrets that you're going to let go of. You can write them down, I don't care. Okay? Now, next week, there will not be a Facebook Live. And that is because I'm going to be doing Crystalline You. Crystalline You is a 7-day event. And that day, I believe we're in the afternoon. I switched off from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Pacific so that I could encompass Europeans. I could encompass all time zones to the best of my ability. I'm going to do hot seats in there. Now, my desire is to help humanity, right? You know that. I'm very transparent about it. I'm going to give for 7 days. This is for people that maybe you're in a career you don't love. Maybe you've wanted to be a healer. I heard you, Sharon. Maybe you love being of service, but you don't know what to do. And maybe there's a lot of different reasons why you want to expand. Come then, all right? Come and join me. You need to sign up, okay? And if you have any questions, you can ask me. But it's called crystallineyou.com. Sign up on that page, because then you're going to get the emails and the tools and the tips and things like that. All right. Then you can join the Crystalline You. If you bypass that, you won't get all the other stuff. All right. So I send you off in love, as I always do, with much appreciation and true belief in who you are. I believe in you. If I didn't believe in you, then I wouldn't do this. I'd do something else. But I believe no matter where you are, whether you feel like life has passed you by, whether you're ready to scale and do something different, I believe in you. Have a great week. Couple weeks, actually, unless you're joining me in. Okay. Oh, here we go.
Just know that. Okay, but I know that you're